good, guys? We are back inside of another abandoned middle school. This one, like all other schools that we've been inside of, has very unique features. Like this community area, little area where the students were able to congregate and all that stuff. And I've been seeing on my initial walkthrough of this place, a lot of little unique features to this place. There are also a lot of the same things that we see in many of these schools. Lots of books left behind, lots of desks, chairs, all that kind of stuff. The gymnasium's huge, there's an auditorium here, there's a bunch of offices, but there's a lot of vandalism inside of the school. A lot of the schools inside of this area are closing down and they've been getting heavily vandalized. They are going to get torn down pretty soon, so I would like to hit these before they all go away. That's kind of why I've been hitting a lot of schools, because they've been all closing in these areas and they're all going to get torn down. So this is kind of my last chance to get inside of them. As you're going to see, they have been gotten to like crazy. This one, it's kind of middle of the line. There's a lot wrong with it, but there's still a lot good with it. There's a lot of unique features, like I said before, that we're going to get into, and we're just going to check it out. Let's do it.
This is probably my favorite area of the entire school. It's the most unique to me inside of the school. I love the rails there, but I also love this like little hangout area that's right here. Very cool. I really like it. It's something that you don't see in very many schools. I like the uniqueness of different schools.
This is a pretty ordinary gymnasium for a middle school. The one feature that I really love about it are those circles behind us there. They're really cool. This team's name was the Colts, appropriately enough. We're in Indiana, so I'm sure there's a lot of teams named the Colts in Indiana since the NFL football team is named the Colts here. But anyhow, this is a very cool gymnasium. I like it when they have different colors so you can see the different teams, the different themes that different schools have and all that stuff. But it's really cool. It's not very wrecked. The floor's not picking up. It's not rotting away. The roof looks like it's still good. But like I said before, these schools are all going to come down, so it really doesn't matter.
There's like a newer back area over here in addition to this school. And there's, oh wow. It's like a smaller gymnasium. I have to see if we can get in there. Yeah, got it. Wow. Alright, this is cool. You can see it a lot better than the other gymnasium. But this appears to be an addition to the original school building. Even that looks like the old outside. That might have been the old outside of the building. Wow. But it's definitely an addition, because it's different from the outside. It's not even brick. You could tell from the outside. But anyhow,
it's like a secondary gym, like a practice gym. Pretty cool.
if anybody's ever seen my other Gary vlogs, that is in almost every building that we've been inside of. These are all over abandoned buildings inside Gary. If you didn't know, we're in Gary right now.
Yeah, so this was a definite addition to this school. The other school is much older than the construction here. I'm assuming that this addition right here might have been built in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. It kind of has that look that I've kind of seen from the late 60s, early 70s with the acoustic tiles, the way they vaulted the ceilings, the actual, the metal that they use. It's kind of familiar to that 60s, 70s construction, but I'm not exactly sure. But like I said, I think that that's the old outside wall over there, and they just built a little gymnasium, kind of like probably like a rec center. This is probably like a teen center, maybe something like that, where the kids can go hang out, play basketball, play games, watch movies, whatever, where they weren't going to get in trouble, because that's kind of one of these areas where kids tend to get in trouble if they're outside and not, you know, really attended to by their parents or the people at the schools, and they don't have programs. So I'm sure that they tried to establish programs inside of the school, and this was one of the buildings for that, which is very cool. New addition. The new addition.
Alright guys, we're now on the search for the auditorium. And it is right through these doors. Wow. It's kind of small, but it's in really good shape, and I love the chairs. I love those old style auditorium chairs. Very cool. But it's clean in here. I mean, it's not too vandalized, it's not clean. And looks like transmission fluid. Probably something else, but that's what it looks like. This is it. Pretty small. This is probably the smallest auditorium I've ever been inside of. So here in the auditorium is our first signs of any books, really. I mean, I think I've seen a couple others scattered around, but these are the first signs of books. We're going to take a trip to the classrooms in a little bit. We just started in the back section where all the big stuff is.
So but like I said, this is probably one of the smallest auditoriums I've ever explored before, but it's in very good shape, and I do like these wooden seats. It's in actually remarkably good shape in comparison to the rest of the school, because the rest of the school is absolutely trash. And this only has some papers and maybe some garbage around it. I don't see, obviously, there's no tags up on the walls. These are nice, clean walls. I don't want to give anybody any ideas or anything like that, but yeah, this is a very small one. I mean, but for a middle school, you really wouldn't need a big auditorium, but yeah, still cool, nice, classy.
So we're going to continue through the school to see what we can find in some of these classrooms. I've yet to see a classroom that looks decent so far. This hallway actually looks really cool. Wow. Old science classroom. I really love these old style desks. They're kind of creepy for some reason. I don't know why, but they are kind of creepy. It looks like you could just be locked into it. Wow. I cannot believe how damaged these classrooms are. Like they just went all over. I mean, it's definite scrappers and stuff. It was like whatever they can get their hands on. The vandals, the scrappers, anybody who can get in here did a little something to this place. Crazy. I wonder how much science equipment they had left behind here. Because I'm seeing little pieces of stuff all over the place. Look at this table. Just broke that table. Wow. See, they had some piece of equipment. It's probably not that expensive. I'm not really seeing very many expensive things. But I wonder if any of that stuff was stolen as well. I really like these handrails. I think they're handrails. I mean, that's what I'm calling them. Dividers maybe, whatever. But I really like them. And I've been seeing them around the school. I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of them for is in this room. Because that's a blackboard, really. I would expect them in like maybe a cafeteria or something like that. So you could divide the groups and everybody can form the lines and go through, get their food and all that stuff. But It's inside of a classroom. A completely wrecked classroom. Heading upstairs. See if we can find a different classroom than a science lab. But this might have been a science middle school. I doubt that though. Wow. The school's got a lot of little twists and turns to it. Like this area that we're in right now, I have no idea what this is. This could have been, well, it actually appears that it might have been a computer lab. But it's done. Wow, that's a cool chair. I really like that chair. Oh wow. It's shot. Oh my god. It looks like they ransacked all the computers. All those computer boxes are open. So either they were open and just left here, or somebody took some computers. But moving on through this back room, what's this? What? It looks like a radio room. It looks like kind of like a radio station would look a little bit. With the glass there, we've been inside radio stations before. And the way this might have been a board setup, possibly. I don't know, I might be letting my imagination run wild with me. Because there's nothing else. Well, that might have been an on-air sign, but I'm definitely imagining stuff right now. That's something for the school. It's definitely not a radio room. But yeah. Definitely reminds me of one. Alright guys, so it's become very clear now that this was not a radio room. Those were those rooms that we were in before. And this is the library all over the floor. Look at that. It used to be a nice library, it looks. Pretty big too, for a middle school at least. Not no more. Left all the books behind. Everything. Wow. This is another one of those rooms, see? This one has cubicles. So you can kind of see what the intent is inside of here. But it still looks like one. Like you would have had the glass there or something. I don't know. Like I said, I was probably letting my imagination run away with me.
Alright, you guys, for all intents and purposes, that was a pretty dope explore. I really like this school. I like some of the unique features that we saw inside of it. I like the little auditorium. I love those chairs. I also like that it was pretty much untouched. As for the rest of the school, it was very touched up, very vandalized, very decayed, very much everything that you would see inside of an abandoned school that has been visited by a lot of people. It's really cool that I got a chance to see this one. Like I said before, a lot of these in the area are going to be coming down pretty soon. You saw a couple of people in this video. Go check out the links in the description below, please. And we'll see you at the next spot. Peace.